Hi, everybody.
Hello, hello. Here we are.
Here we freaking are.
Yes.
Episode 1.
Welcome, welcome. This is what is our podcast called?
Outspoken.
Welcome to episode 1 of Outspoken. Still getting used to this.
Yeah, it's new. It's very new for both of us, but we're so freaking excited because we both wanted a podcast for a while.
Yeah.
And then we met and it's been so good and so fun. And I happen to work at a podcast studio, so
Yes.
it couldn't have been
I
easier.
was going to start out the episode with saying thanks so much to cute Hunter for putting this all together and making this all happen, because it's been a dream of mine.
Oh,
So it's finally
you're
come to
sweet,
fruition
babe.
because of my cute boyfriend.
You're cute. Also, we have a rule, as you can see on this pod, we don't wear shoes.
This
so
is a socks only
socks
household.
only. So when we have a guest, just be ready to show off your feet.
The dogs.
The dogs. The dogs are coming out.
So this episode, our first episode, we kind of wanted to introduce ourselves, introduce the pod, and maybe talk about a few other things later. So Hunter, where are you from? How old are you? Yeah, we'll start with that.
Okay. I'm from Nephi, Utah, the promised land. It's a super small town in the middle of Utah. And I'm 24 years old. I turned 25 on the 18th of this month.
Coming up. We'll do a birthday episode
We
later.
will.
Well, I was going to say, I just recently went down to Nephi with him, and it's the cutest little town. I love it. We'll all have to
really
go,
cute.
all of the fans and everyone. We can have a little party in Nephi.
Yeah, we will. Because it's really a great place. I love it. There's a lot about, I feel like, small towns that we'll probably get into later because we both grew up in a small town.
Yeah.
Tell the people
Spoiler.
about Parma, Jake.
Yeah, so I'm from Parma, Idaho. It's a really small town, like smaller than Nephi, I think.
Which is wild.
Yeah. So it's just like an hour northwest of Boise, right on the Oregon border, Snake River. Yeah, it's really fun. I have lived there my whole life. My parents both grew up in Parma too, so I'm like third generation raised. Yeah. So I love it. It was good to grow up there. I definitely don't want to live there ever again. That sounds really harsh, but I do love it. I loved growing up there. Again, we'll get more into that probably in a later episode.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And I can't wait to go to Parma and
I know.
see
Yeah.
what it's all about.
Yeah. It's a fun little place.
And how old are you, babe?
I just turned 20, the big 2-0,
Woo!
right before the new year. So, yeah. Hunter gave me the cutest little birthday weekend, and it was perfect. So,
Oh, it
yes.
was so fun.
Yeah.
So, okay, what are you up to now? Tell the people what life is like now.
Okay. So, I am starting my third semester, and right now I'm studying public health, which I love. Maybe possibly thinking about like a slight path change, or maybe like a really dramatic path change. I don't know. We'll keep you updated on that. But yeah, I love it. I've loved living down here in Utah. It's been a good change, but also it's very similar to home in Idaho. So yeah, I love it down here. That's what I'm kind of doing. Yeah, right now I'm like pre-dental. So this past fall, I took a break off school and did an internship at a dentist office.
Yeah.
I loved it. So that kind of fueled my fire to do pre-dental. So that's kind of the plan tentatively right now. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, what about you, babe? What are you up to? What have the past like few years maybe looked like? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, first, I just want to say I'm so excited to see where you go because he's really talented and passionate about a lot of things. And so that's why he has been thinking about like possibly going another direction.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see what happens with that.
Thank
Anyway,
you. Yeah.
you're
Me too.
amazing.
Oh, thank you.
But yeah, so I was, like I said, born and raised here. And then I lived in Washington for 2 years, serving a mission for my church. Crazy experience, great experience, hard experience. But I've been back in Utah since 2019. So just going to school. I've changed my path in school so many times, and that's why I'm still in school. But it's been good. I don't think my path like could have been any different. I think I had to try a bunch of different things to figure out
Yeah.
kind of where I want to go. So right now I'm in the journalism program, which I love, and I'm not in the program necessarily because it's like super specific to the career I want to do, but more so because it's a really good major in terms of just giving you a skill set that can be used in a lot of different areas.
Yeah.
And I'm interested in so many things, and I want to try so many things in my life that it just felt like the most fun and interesting to me.
Yes.
So that's what we're doing right now.
Yeah. Love that.
School's about to start again,
Yeah.
and I'm
Yeah.
not really ready.
It's going to be fun. So we haven't been dating for super long. But it's just been going so great, and it's been a lovely time.
Yeah.
But we haven't really known each other during like while we're going to school.
Yeah.
So it's going to be very interesting and probably hard to kind of like balance things once we're a lot busier. 'Cause like I literally do nothing right now.
Yeah, no, it's so true. Like we really have only known each other for the most part over the break. I mean, he wasn't in school this last semester, so while I was doing finals and stuff, it was just one of us had school. But I'm excited too, though, because I feel like both of us are very like, I don't know, goal oriented, or like we want to do well in school. Like,
Yeah.
and so I think together we can keep each other accountable. Like I'm excited to study with you.
I know, it's going to be so fun. Yeah, just to kind of like have a switch up. Because right now we spend a lot of time together, which we still plan on doing, obviously, but like it will just look different. And I'm excited for that change. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, I agree.
So let's maybe talk about, we're going to try and kind of like switch gears and talk about the purpose of why we're kind of doing this podcast and kind of like what our goals are with that.
Yeah, so I guess like to start with the why, even like how it came to be is, like I said, both of us like just individually in the past have like had an interest in like podcasting. Since working here, especially, and like being in the studio and having access to the equipment, I've just been thinking so much like, oh, I want to start one or do something, but it's hard to know what to do. So then when I met Jake, we literally just came here to the studio. I brought him to just kind of see it. And we just sat down and like messed around with the mics and stuff. And we were just like, there's no reason not to. Like if it's something that we've both wanted to do, might as well just do it. And we feel like we have a lot to say about a lot of things. And we don't even care if it's just like our close friends that listen. That's great. We just love to do this. Like it's actually fun for us.
Yeah. Something about us is we love to talk a lot.
We do.
So it's just good. Like I feel like we have, like you said, a lot to say about a lot of different things. And we both have very unique experiences that we can share. And whether people can get something out of it or not, I think people will, but yeah, I think it will just be a fun thing, and I think it's worth it to just kind of like talk and express things that you're thinking or like things that are on your mind. So
Yeah.
yeah, we're so excited.
Yeah, I agree. I'm so excited. And yeah, we're so excited. We're hoping to like in the future, depending on what we're talking about, like have some guests on and have some friends on, and we just think it will be fun. Like that really is the purpose, is to have fun and like you say, to hopefully like get some inspiration too, or some
Yeah.
laughs or whatever. We're just happy to be doing this.
Yes. Something that we were talking about earlier when we were kind of just talking through the episode a little bit, is that we're just both like very goal-oriented people. It's the new year, 2024, and I have very mixed feelings about New Year's resolutions. The New Year's Rezzies is what I call them the other day. But this year we kind of just talked about how we would love to make some goals together, goals individually. I feel like that kind of helped spark this too.
Yeah.
We weren't really even talking about the podcast, but we were both talking about how we just wanted to be better about expressing ourselves and talking through things. And literally, what better way to get a mic and headset and just do that for everyone to hear?
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of like one of the main reasons that this came about is, yeah, us just kind of communicating that.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, that's something that I feel like has been a strength of ours, because like he said, like we haven't been dating a super long time, but I feel like our communication has been really good. And that communication like led us to that point where we were just like kind of discussing our vision for the year and like things we want to accomplish and do together and on our own. And I think like an overall theme in general is just doing things that we know will make us happy, and just trying things. I think a lot of people our age, like we have a lot of ideas of things we would want to do or try, but it's like a lot harder for us to actually do them. And I get that like resources and stuff makes a big difference. It helps that we have access to the studio.
Yeah.
But I think this is like a perfect example of us working on that goal already. Like, oh, we want to start a podcast? Let's freaking start a podcast.
Let's literally just do it.
And we did. Like this has been like within the last couple days that we've like fully just like jumped into it, which I love.
Same. So I guess I'll kind of like talk about my reservations with the New Year's. So my something about me is I just don't like things that like don't have lots of meaning. Like I don't like doing things just because we're doing them, just because it's like a tradition. Like I want it to have like a purpose. And I feel like a lot of times people make New Year's resolutions just because they're just gonna do them, and then maybe like 3 days later they stop. And so that's kind of my, like, I just want to keep making goals all year. I don't need to wait until January 1st to like start these new goals.
Yeah.
But also I kind of see that it's just kind of a good deadline. Sometimes it's really hard to like actually sit down and make the goals, and maybe New Year's is just a good time to do that.
Yeah.
So I do get it, but I'm like, maybe we should just make like a bunch of days where we make new goals and check up on ourselves.
Yeah.
So those are my own main things.
Yeah, no, I think I have similar thoughts. I would say it's grown on me a lot the last couple of years. Like, I think a few years ago, I would have said like, yeah, I think it's stupid. Like, why do we just wait till this time? But I think about like week to week, and I think about like Mondays. Like Mondays, there's just a feeling of like it's a reset, kind of. Like it just, at least for me, like I feel like I can reset. Like if I had a rough week, Mondays like, and really, yeah, it shouldn't have to wait till Monday either, and it doesn't have to. You can make changes throughout the week, but there's something about like this day that like
Like a schedule
yeah,
almost. Yeah. No, I totally feel that.
and so like I'm like the calendar's kind of the same thing for me. Like the new year, it's like a refresh. And I also this is very Taylor Swift coded, but I don't even care. I actually love looking at my life in like chapters or eras, you know, like
Eras.
it's fun to break it up. Like,
Yeah, no.
I don't know.
That's so true,
I
actually.
think it's just fun to be like, oh, this year was like this, and this year was this, and they each have their
Yeah.
own unique things about
Look
them.
back on the goals you made and kind
Yeah.
of be like, yeah. I love that. And I think a big part of that is like you're a very mindful person, and like very introspective, where like a lot of people aren't as much. And so I think that's where like it becomes less valuable when you're not really looking
Right.
at things that you truly need to work or improve on. It's just things that maybe I don't know
Babe,
aren't as like
yeah.
useful.
Wait, that's
You know?
actually so
Because like all of
insightful.
our goals that we were talking about, like usually when I make New Year's resolutions, it's like literally just the list that everyone else has. Like work out, eat healthy, which like low key those were mine this year too. But I they were just very like introspective and
Totally.
specific,
Mhm.
which I loved. Because there were things that like we've already talked about or I've talked about with other people that like I'm trying to work on, but then I actually put like a label on it as a goal and like put some like a time period or something to it to like make it really meaningful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's definitely
Yeah.
important.
No, I agree. I love that. I think it is a lot about how you approach it and your mindset.
Yeah.
That's good. So everyone, let's all be a little bit more introspective
Yes.
and reflective.
Yeah.
Do you have another word that rhymes with that?
No, I don't think so.
Damn.
Also, just keep this in the back of your brains. Once I think of a word, sometimes it just comes out all the time. So if you hear the word introspective like 50 more times this episode from me, that's going to be why. And you're just going to have to get used to it because it happens a lot.
Yeah, and it's cute.
Yeah. Do we have any other like little disclaimers for our podcast? We're probably going to be like, oh my gosh, thanks, babe, like throughout the whole thing. So if that's triggering to you, this is not the podcast for you.
Yeah.
Or maybe
So
you just need to get
stop.
over it.
Yeah.
No, just kidding.
Yeah. No, we are in love.
Yeah.
We really are. So it's like, it's so fun to do this together.
I know. It really has been so fun. The other day, I don't even remember what we were doing. But I was like, Hunter, we're just such a good team. Like we were doing something like so random and like not a big deal.
Yeah.
But like we were kind of just like doing our own thing and like we were getting ready to go somewhere at my
To a New
apartment
Year's
and
party,
yeah. And I was like making some food. He was like getting ready and then like at the end like we had all our stuff ready to go and like we were walking out and it was just like so cute to just like realize, I don't know, like that could be us for real someday.
You're so cute.
No, yeah. So thanks. You're cute too.
You're welcome. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, no, that was a good disclaimer, babe, to say. Just putting that out there.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any others other than the fact that like we can't like really give you right now a specific like what exactly the podcast will look like.
Yeah.
Because we don't really want it to be like that. Like we just want to explore like a lot of different things and topics. And so, yeah, I mean, just hang with us week to week and you will hear lots of fun things. Like we'll cover a bunch of just random things that we feel like will be interesting for everyone to hear.
I agree. Like we said a lot earlier, like we have some good things to say, I feel like.
Yeah.
And everyone does. I just think it's important for us all to realize that like the perspectives that we can gain from listening to other people's voices is like so valuable. And that's not like an ad for the podcast. Like I'm not necessarily just saying that about us, but I guess like some advice that I can give or something that I've learned this year or the past few years is just like listening to others and finding lessons out of everyday life is like so cool, to then like go back and look on everything that you've done. I love that.
Yeah.
I love to do it. So
Yes.
yeah,
Oh,
this
I
would be
love
a great
that.
tool for all of you to start that.
No, yeah. No, literally, that's what I was going to say. I love that so much because this podcast isn't at all about thinking that like we like
We're not
especially have
experts on
something to say
anything.
like we need to because we have this special no,
Yeah.
it's like everyone should be vulnerable and talk about things, because the more that we're exposed to different ideas, different perspectives, the more like empathy we have in our hearts, and it just creates a better world. Like people with very different views or opinions or perspectives, now I can completely coexist in peace and love and see them with love and understanding.
Yeah.
Whereas like 5-10 years ago, that would have really bothered me, that like they see things differently. But the more you
Yeah.
just like listen to people and understand why they think the way they think, the more you realize like
Yeah.
we're all just people with different experiences and we can all just coexist and it will be fine.
Yeah. So I think maybe that is another one of our goals with the podcast, is just to introduce a new voice for you and for us as we have guests and other people on, and from your feedback and
Yeah.
just things like that. Like we just want to hear more voices in general. And so
Yeah.
we thought maybe other people think that too.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, because we were talking like when we were younger too, or like for me when I first came out, which we'll also probably get into that in a later episode. But I would have loved to listen to something like this.
Yeah.
Like I just would have loved that. It would have been so cute and inspiring to me.
I know. Yeah.
You know?
And also, I don't foresee this being a podcast about us being gay.
No.
It is because we are, but
Right.
that's not the topic of our
Mm-mm.
podcast. And I love that because I think we need more voices from the LGBTQ plus community
Yeah.
that are not focused on
Yes.
their being LGBTQ plus.
Yes. No, I completely agree. I think, and that's kind of what I'm saying. I feel like is it would have been so cool to just
Yeah.
see a gay couple who is just doing something that everyone else does,
Yes,
but it's just
exactly.
normal. Like it's not. It doesn't have to be some big crazy different thing. You know?
And we definitely are going to talk about just like being gay and our environment and
Yeah.
things like that, because it is a big part of our lives and it does have lots of influence on us and those around us. So
Yeah.
we will be talking about that. So
Yeah.
tune in, but
Tune in. Yeah. Because it's also it's a complex thing. Like
yes,
in our world, it is very complex. So yeah, we're just so excited. There's so much that we're excited to talk about and share in the future. But today we mostly just wanted to let you know who we are, what we're doing, and kind of why we're doing it. And so, yeah.
I guess very quickly, I'm going to do a little plug for our socials.
Yes, babe.
I
think
as
you
of
should
right
do your
now,
advertisement voice.
That's an inside joke. Maybe not today.
Okay.
So Outspoken Podcast 1 on Instagram and TikTok. At this time that we're recording, we haven't posted anything, but by the time this is released, there will be. So, yeah. And then I guess our socials, like our personal socials, follow us.
Babe.
Because we'll be giving podcast updates, behind the scenes type stuff on our own too. So yeah, follow us. What's your social handles? Tell us.
At Hunter Jake Steele. It's just my full name on Instagram and TikTok.
Yeah, they're the same, I think.
And that's all I want to give out to you.
Okay, and mine, my Instagram is JKEGNTRY. And I'm not sure what my TikTok is actually off the top of my head. You'll find it, I'm sure, on your FYP. Sorry, that was
surely show up soon.
narcissistic of me.
Okay,
Okay, well, I think that's everything we have to say
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining. More content to come. We're so
Yeah.
excited for this journey.
Mhm.
For those of you watching, we're doing a cute little clasp reaching across our table.
Trying.
But yeah, thank you for coming. Come back soon. We love you. We appreciate you. We hope you're having the best start to your new year. Happy 2024.
Yes. We love you.
We love you.
Yeah.
Hey, bye.
Okay, bye. We'll see you next week.